The 5-cent per gallon increase in the federal tax on gasoline is expected to bring an additional $100 million to this area over 5 years. The money to be used to repair streets, highways, and bridges in Erie, Niagara, Cattaraugus, and Chautauqua counties. The money will be funneled to the states for distribution, but much of New York's share is destined for projects in Manhattan. The city of Buffalo has over 600 miles of streets, and the extra money will be used to speed up projects of high priority.
We would like to accelerate our program as we have it now. We have many streets in the city that are in the design stages and construction stage. We have a prioritization of those, and we'd like to, with these monies, accelerate that. There's Hurdle Avenue, okay, that we have scheduled for 84, 85, and that is the reconstruction of and widening and the signalization of it. That would be all the way from the Thruway to Delaware Avenue. We have some work on signalization work on Tonawanda Street, Seneca Street. We have a project that we'd like to accelerate on Elmwood Avenue. We have a project that we'd also like to accelerate on Bailey Avenue between Clinton and William. And we have some rail bridges that we'd like to have reconstructed. One in particular is the Seneca and Smith Street viaducts that are in dire need of repair.
Erie County has 1,200 miles of highways and 260 bridges. 75% of county roads are considered substandard, and many bridges need major work. But the federal gas tax isn't expected to give the county much help.
We will get a few bridges out of it, but the local roads are completely forgotten as far as these programs. The gasoline tax is mainly going to fund existing programs that are already in place. None of those programs that are in place fund the local roads, and this is where our needs are. The effects will be seen throughout the community on the state roads. That's where the main impetus is. There will be considerable assistance on the state roads, very little on the county roads.
Though not considered a jobs bill, the gas tax will provide a boost in the local employment picture. Dr. Roy Gerard, president of the Economic Consultants Organization.
Well, it will create jobs in the building trades. Look forward to maybe about 800 new jobs being created in the area. And if some of the contracts that take place are directly to building suppliers or builders of bridges and so on, the impact should be substantially higher. The negative side is that people who would have been spending their money for something else now have to pay gasoline taxes. So consequently, they will have less money to spend, and there will be an impact in that case upon retail trade directly and so on, which will also have the same kind of a multiplier. But the amount of money that will be taken out may be slightly more than the amount of money that the area gets because of the formula, so that possibly on an overall basis it might be a small plus.
New York State also taxes fuel, and the State Automobile Association wants the highway user taxes utilized for repairs instead of being siphoned off for other programs. This could provide the counties with needed help for their deteriorating highways.
The New York State gasoline tax and other vehicle use taxes go to Albany, and they go into a general fund. They collect almost $1 billion a year, and very little of that goes back to transportation-related funds. They currently turn back only about 20% to the local communities for the repair of the highways. And this fund was originally established just to maintain the existing bridges and highways.
Though the gas tax is expected to provide a ripple of employment, Western New York still faces a period of transition, one leading away from an economy based on heavy industry.
What the area can do is to start shifting more and more towards medical services, which is one of its greatest potentials. The more of the public type of services, maybe recreation services, and educational services, the growth of the state university, etc. In other words, it has got to become more and more of a non-factory area.
Have other cities gone through this economic anguish and then prospered?
Yes. Syracuse has gone through this anguish and has shifted very substantially away from its manufacturing to its non-manufacturing segment, grown substantially in insurance, grown substantially in education, in health services, and so on. It's a good example of a substantial gain that has taken place there, and that is not the only city. Boston is a good example of a city that's maintained its strength because it didn't rely upon manufacturing but upon other segments of its employment base. So it's a tough future if you look at it, and it's a difficult one to adjust from what an area was like to what an area may have to become.